Hey Scorpio, welcome to your weekly forecast for May 23rd through the 29th. We've got Mercury going retrograde here through Taurus. We're going to see how this may be affecting Scorpio, just the overall energies. Now I'm setting the intention for the next 7 days, but you might see this video a year from now. It's fine. You're going to see it whenever it's time for you to see it, whenever it's time for you to hear the messages that are in it. Keep in mind, these are general readings. Not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. Take what does, leave what doesn't. And as always, you may need a private reading. Let's see what's going on here for Scorpio. My dears and my darlings. 2, 3, 4. So, clarifier, why did I say clarifier 1? Interesting. Okay, that was interesting why clarifier came out of my mind, out of my mouth. But, the first card here is the Lovers. Okay? And this could indicate here Gemini energy. For some of you, if you have a Gemini placement, there can be big changes or big shifts happening for you in those areas of your life. Some of you may be having something significant going on with a Gemini. Some of you may be manifesting or calling in a Gemini. However, this is a major arcana card. So the major arcana cards are going to come up anytime that we're at a significant new chapter in our life, a significant crossroads, and the things that we're dealing with are directly connected to the things we came here to experience and the things that we came here to master and to learn and to accomplish. And so the Lovers card does have an element of romance to it, right? Like, obviously it's called the Lovers. So some of you may be focusing on your love life right now, or clearing or releasing blocks that have held you back in your love life. But at the heart of it, the Lovers card is about choices. It's about decisions, and it's about examining the sacrifices we've been making and if those sacrifices are worth it. Okay? So, some of you have heard me say this. When the tarot was first put together, the 6th major arcana card was not called the Lovers. Some decks called it the Choice. Some decks called it the Decision. Some decks called it the Sacrifice. Because it's a card that comes up when we have to ask ourselves, what do I really want? Do I want this or do I want that? What am I willing to do to get it? What am I willing to do? What am I willing to sacrifice for it? How much is too much? Where do I draw the line? So this might be something that some of you Scorpios are figuring out at this time. Some of you maybe have been trying to manifest love. And I'm not going to focus on love in the weekly forecast for the whole forecast. I know some of you don't want to hear about it, but it's here, so we got to talk about it at least a little bit. But don't worry, this is not going to be like a love reading only. But the Lovers card a lot of times comes up for me when you're being sent on a little bit of a buffet. You're being sent into like this universal or cosmic sampler platter. Because, and maybe for some of you it's not only about love, it could be other things you're asking for. But maybe you're telling the universe like a broken record, I want my soulmate, I want love, I want success, I want happiness, please bring me success, please bring me happiness, please bring me soulmate, please bring me love. That doesn't tell the universe anything. That's so very broad. It's like walking into a restaurant and saying you want food. And the waiter's like, hello, it's a restaurant. What kind of food do you want? And you're just like, food, I'm hungry, bring me food. Okay, you got to tell me something. And you're like, okay, salad, bring me a salad. But there's a million kinds of salad. You might be thinking of something light and fresh and healthy, and they come back with like a salad with lots of meat and cheese and heavy mayo-y dressing, and you might be like, oh, no, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that at all, right? So you may be in a situation right now where your angels and guides are bringing you all different kinds of salad or all different kinds of things to try to help you pinpoint and figure out, what do you want, or what does this mean to you? Even if you're trying to manifest love, my ideal relationship and your ideal relationship may be completely different. I had someone tell me not that long ago, Amethyst, my husband is a wonderful man, right? I could not ask for a better man. Any woman would be lucky to have him. But I feel like I married the wrong guy because we're not texting all day when we're at work. Neither one of us is like rushing to get home at the end of the day. We don't hold hands while we watch TV. We don't spend the entire weekend together. And we're not inseparable. And so I think I married the wrong guy. Well, for me, that kind of relationship would drive me crazy. I love romance just as much as the next person, but I need some space. I don't want somebody that's going to be attached to my hip 24/7. That would drive me nuts. But it's not my place to sit there and tell her, well, honey, maybe you should be a little bit more independent. Maybe you should, have a life of your own, or, to say those things, because that's her experience. It's not my place to define love for somebody else. People don't have the same idea of love, or what true love is, or happiness, or success for that matter. And so these are things you need to define, Scorpio. Before you can manifest it, you have to define it. And for some of you, your angels and guides are like, okay, we've been waiting for you to figure it out, and you're not giving us any direction here. So how about this? How about this? How about this? How about this? And some of you, you're like, well, I don't want to do the sampler platter. I don't want to go to the buffet. Well, then sit down, meditate, think about it, and get clear. Get clear within yourself, and then you can skip over that sampler. Okay? But if some of you are coming into this energy and having to look at, and some of you are looking at the sacrifices you've been making. Some of you maybe have been making, because that's the thing about Scorpio. We're so loyal. We love so hard. And some of you maybe have been trying to be there for people or making certain sacrifices. And you're like, look, I love you. You're my best friend. You're my family. You're my love of my life, or whatever. But I need time. I need time to work on my stuff. I need time to get things done. I need space. Like, some of you may be looking at sacrifices that you've been making, or ways in which you've been trying to be there for other people that you're like, this is not sustainable. I can't keep doing this. So some of you are looking at your sacrifices. The next card that's coming up here is the Seven of Wands. Now, you're going to have to stand your ground, because for a lot of you who are going to be setting boundaries, or you're going after these goals or these ambitions or these ideas, you're going to have people around you that don't like it, and they're going to try to talk you out of it. They're going to try to talk you out of it. They're not going to oppose you so much, right? It's not like the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is where, like, they're straight on, like, coming at you and, like, arguing with you and, like, telling you you're being terrible. They're not doing that. But they may be trying to shake your confidence, or make you doubt yourself, or try to convince you that you haven't thought this through, and it's going to be a disaster, and you shouldn't waste your time, and you shouldn't be, doing that at all. Seven of Wands for me is like the crabs in the bucket, right? Like, you're crawling out of the bucket, and the crabs in the bottom are like, nope, you're not going anywhere, my friend. And they're trying to grab you by your leg and yank you back down into the bucket. So when the Seven of Wands comes up, it's telling us, just keep doing what you're doing. There's no need to be extra right now. There's no need to be fancy. There's no need to change things up in an elaborate way and, try to reinvent yourself or reinvent the wheel. There's no need to try to convince anybody of anything, that you're making the right decision or you're on the right path or any of that. Just keep doing what you're doing. I do feel that some of you in a work situation, you may be coming into being promoted or taking on bigger responsibilities. And I'm sorry to say, some of you have people that are trying to trip you up or make you look bad. Like they want to get you to lose your cool, or they want to get you to say something inappropriate so that they can somehow discredit you, because they don't want you to move up. They want to move up. Don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. For some of you, you have people around you that are flat out trying to bait you or get you to act a certain way so they can say, aha, see, look, I told you Scorpio was inappropriate, or I told you Scorpio had a temper or was, too emotional or whatever. Some of you are in a situation where somebody is trying to bait you, and it's saying don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. Some of you, wow, wow, okay, Spirit just came in with a really big message here. Those of you who are single Scorpios, there's not gonna be somebody, like one specific person coming in for you. There's gonna be a few different ones, and it might not happen this week. It might be over the course of the next few weeks, or for some of you over the next 6 months. There's going to be options presenting themselves to you, not just for relationship, but people who are stepping to you like they want a future with you. They want to settle down with you. We're not just talking about Netflix and chill or sneaky links or whatever the kids are calling it these days. Like, these are people that they want a future with you. They want a life with you, either eventually moving in together or getting married or whatever. But Scorpio, the 7 of Wands is jumping out at me here, and that some of you are moving up in the work that you're doing. And some of you are going to have access to very vulnerable people. Some of you are going to have access to very powerful people. Some of you are going to have access to very vulnerable people who have a lot of money because of the nature of the work that you're doing. And so Spirit is telling you, when you choose your person, choose the person with the highest ethic, with the highest character, with the highest morals. Because your partner being with you is going to have the opportunity to be seen by these people, or known by these people, or to even communicate with these people. And if you're with someone who is of lower character, the temptation to take advantage might be more than they could resist. And they could do things that are gonna hurt you in your career, or cause you to lose credibility, or like you're gonna be really embarrassed later, right? So choose the person with character, with ethics, with morals, somebody who is trustworthy. I mean, in general, you're gonna want somebody who's trustworthy. But sometimes you think somebody is trustworthy, but then when they come to the situation where there's opportunity, or there's like a lot of money that can be tapped into, like, people sometimes lose their compass, they lose their way. And so I feel it's like on a personal level, you have to be cautious who is in your circle and who is going to get to have access to the people that you're working with or dealing with in your professional life. Okay? Ponder that, meditate on that. But I feel that you're going to have a lot of options. And with some of these options, there may be very impressive things about some of these people. Wow, Spirit is even giving me a feeling or a sense that some of you may have even opportunities to be with people who are considered like a public figure, like somebody who's a celebrity or somebody who has a big online following, somebody who has a name for themselves. And just because somebody is known like that, it doesn't mean they're trustworthy. Okay? You may be a lot better off with an unknown person than somebody that has that platform. Just because somebody is known, it doesn't mean that they're going to behave themselves in the face of temptation. And for whatever reason, I feel like this is financial temptation. I feel like a lot of you are going to be working or doing business or dealing with people who have a lot of money. And some of these people are going to be in a very vulnerable place and could be very easy to be taken advantage of. And if they're like, oh, well, this is Scorpio's spouse, this is Scorpio's girlfriend, this is Scorpio's boyfriend, so they must be trustworthy. Meanwhile, you have no idea what's going on behind your back, right? And then that becomes some kind of a scandal. So be cautious who you're letting in. The next card coming up here for Scorpio is the High Priestess, Pisces or Taurus energy. Here with the High Priestess, maybe some of you have Pisces or Taurus placements. There could be big changes or big shifts happening for you in those areas of your life. The High Priestess is connected with the moon energy. So this full moon in Scorpio eclipse we just had, we're going to be feeling this energy, we Scorpios, for the next 6 months very strongly. But it's also bringing us into our power, okay? The High Priestess is very powerful. It's a strong sense of an inner knowing, strong intuition, strong spiritual gifts and abilities, strong psychic gifts and abilities. A lot of you are stepping into your role as healers or guides, but keep in mind that when we're in the High Priestess energy, there's going to be people who obsess with us. There's going to be people who are courting us, people who are pursuing us very persistently. And just because someone is pursuing you persistently, it doesn't mean that they're coming in because they have something to offer you, or they know what you are, or they know who you are, or they see you for who you are, or that they're ready to love you, or to be loyal, or any of that, or to support you. Unfortunately, when we're in the High Priestess energy, a lot of this persistence is like moths that are rushing to a candle flame in a dark room. They have no idea what you are, and they're not even ready for you, and there's nothing they can do for you. They're just coming rushing at you, just mesmerized and hypnotized, not knowing what's going on. It's just an intense attraction. And so I've said this before, when we're in the High Priestess energy, what we need to learn is that not everybody who wants us gets to have us, and to have strong boundaries in place. And we begin to learn the difference of different types of attractions, when something is karmic, when something is the wounded person attracted to the healer, and the healer is attracted to the wounded person because the healer wants to heal. But that's not always going to equal happily ever after in terms of business or romantic relationship, right? So you learn the different kinds of attraction, and you learn to have better boundaries, and just be very cautious who you're letting in, Scorpio. That's all I can say, because I already felt that with the Seven of Wands and having the High Priestess here. I just feel like a lot of you are going to be flooded flooded with new people coming in, and you're just gonna have to be cautious who you let in and who you don't let in here. Could be the Pisces or the Taurus element here as well. But I feel a lot of you are learning. You're learning about the moths. You're learning. You've heard me say it before, and you're figuring out what I mean by it. You're learning what I mean by it. So you are waiting, like, who really sees you? Who really sees you? Who knows what you really are? And only those are the people who are going to get to enter your inner circle here. I feel like the inner circle is just getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and you're fine with that. And only those who truly see you, who truly understand you, who truly recognize you are the people that you're going to be letting in, doing business with, associating with, collaborating with. But a lot of you are also coming into very, very high levels of psychic gifts and healing abilities. Next card here for Scorpio is the Eight of Wands. Things are going to be happening very quickly. Okay, there may be an element of travel. Eight of Wands is also very passionate energy. Okay, so a lot of you may be seeking your passions, finding yourself really enjoying your work more, finding yourself pursuing the things that you're excited about. And as I said, a lot of you are going to be finding a lot of people coming into your life. And so some of you are going to have some romance novel worthy material here in the coming week with this Eight of Wands. I don't know, Scorpio. I just feel like a lot of you, your hearts are opening up, and like you're ready. You're ready for that embrace. You're ready to experience that passion energy. With the High Priestess, though, there may be a lot to choose from. So choose wisely is all I can say. But Eight of Wands here is like being in your passions. That looks like a kite to me, maybe even like flying a kite, going to fly a kite. You might feel lighter. You might feel like your heart is soaring, and so you may be feeling very inspired, following ideas, coming into very creative energy. Something about the Eight of Wands makes me feel like a lot of you are going to be doing collaborations. Those of you who are working full-time, or even part-time, or going to school or whatever, a lot of collaborations outside of your job, into other endeavors that you're getting into. Some of you may even be learning to do something that you're very passionate about. You may be taking some kind of lessons, or taking up a hobby in which you're going to have a lot of ideas or inspirations come to you in the process, and even maybe meeting a lot of new people. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks your moon sign or rising sign is going to resonate more than your sun sign. Love readings for May are linked in the description. June love readings are going to be coming up little by little. I'm going through this restriction thing with my posting, and it's taking longer to release things because the rules have changed, and the checks that the videos have to go through are changing. So it's taking longer to make the videos public, but they are coming. And don't forget, if you want to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description of the video that will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. Don't forget the daily messages on the channel as well. Thanks for watching, my dears. Be well.